Hey yo, it's your girl Bree at Cryptic Tales of Tarot. I hope everybody's had their good food comatose from yesterday. And if you went out for Black Friday today, I hope that you're not missing any limbs, you're not missing any teeth. Okay, but I'm tired. I stayed up too late doing research with Earth horoscopes, like I said I was gonna do. And tomorrow it's gonna be water. I'm not gonna lie, man. Taurus and Capricorn, it got me in the feels because I have a Taurus moon, and I think I have Taurus and Mercury or some shit, and I have a lot of Capricorn too in my chart. Ugh. Anyways, this is for everybody, not just the collective, but for everybody. But there could be a lot of crap that does relate to the collective. But anyways, here we go. Regardless, Taurus, my dearest Taurus. Or as they say, you mess with the bull and you get the horns. The new moon in Scorpio lights up your relationship sector, and all the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, are creating a trine surrounding your houses, communication, community, and connection. In addition to this trine comes with a motto, you and me. Okay, it's activated due to the moon's opposition to Uranus in your first house, making you take a look closer at the give and take dynamics in all of your relationships, from your partner to your profession and even your friendships, but also how authentic these allow you to be. Do you feel free to just show up as you are and still be loved and accepted? If not, then maybe this is something that you need to think about more. And on that note, get ready to nurture your mind, seeing as how both Mercury and Jupiter are in retrograde. They will assist you in reviewing stories that you keep living in the past. However, my dear Taurus, this lunation makes you open your mind so you can see these stories as memories from your childhood or teenage years. I shit you not, guys. I am not making any of this up. I found a lot of different websites. Okay. It says, now that you're older, you can take the lead and start thinking about how those experiences have made you the person you are today. However, now it's time to reflect on how those events have affected your thought patterns today. Oh, and right before I started the video, the time on the clock said 5:45. So, furthermore, the Scorpio new moon lands directly across from your seventh house, making one thing clear. You can't ignore partnership patterns. On another note, this Mercury retrograde reminds you of something that a partner, almost partner, your ex said. Whether this whether this conversation happened months ago or years ago, the new moon, the Scorpio, makes you view said comment in a different view now, in a whole different perspective now. Scorpio's energy faces you to see the emotional contracts you've been holding on to, spoken or unspoken. Not to mention, this Mercury retrograde's shenanigans makes you finally understand a dynamic that once confused you. Rather than clinging on to stability, ask yourself, does this connection honor who I am now? Well, 4, 5, 6 on the timer, so something's gonna happen Boom, 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 in a domino effect. Okay. Then Uranus is in your sign right now, and it may bring a destabilizing moment, but don't internalize it. Astrologists claim that the trine between your sign, Scorpio, and the new moon in Mercury retrograde supports long term relational maturity, not temporary validation. In fact, this new moon pushes you to examine topics such as enhanced intimacy, honesty, and truth with yourself, and the innermost layers of your psyche. And as you think about this stuff, be the observer as you become curious about your emotional needs and stories related to what's true to you. Ask yourself, where did they come from? And do they still align for you? Furthermore, given how the new moon in Scorpio is supposed to teach you that self worth is the foundation of intimacy, not compromise. Having said that, this lunation wants you to focus on relationship dynamics and healing your heart, especially when it comes to intimacy and being vulnerable. Ooh, the word no, no. Scorpio wants you to build a connection to your truth, an embodiment of your strength, but it needs to be done with tenderness as you observe what feeds your relationships, both consciously and unconsciously. That being said, this lunation asks you to bring the same honesty to your own faith, your strength, and your life. And yes, you may find yourself falling in love all over again. And as the Shires said, you now understand that love doesn't have to be perfect to be resonant and right. You're not perfect, and neither is the other party. What matters is that you're perfect for one another. I got in the feels. Yeah, I did. Moving on to Capricorn. Oh, my dear hardworking Capricorns. This new moon in Scorpio highlights your 11th house of friendships, networking, community, and long term vision. In addition to this, the lunation gives you the time to connect with your soul and spirit and explore the meaning of safety and love that you receive through silence and intuition. This is the moment where you find healing of relationship experiences through self nurturing. But more so, this is your opportunity to understand your purpose and to learn about meditation and surrendering to the universe. And seeing as how Capricorns don't like wasting their time and energy on people that don't appreciate them, the new moon will help uncover the truth in a relationship, and it's going to show you who's got your best intentions in mind and who doesn't. 909 on the timer. And you're gonna realize who drains the fuck out of you. Really. Who drains the fuck out of you. And you just give and give and give without ever asking for shit back. But it's like you want to ask for shit back, but you think that it's common sense for that person to reciprocate, but apparently not. So it's a matter of opening up your mouth and saying something about it. Like, yo, I've done X, Y, and Z for you. I've helped you out of this trouble, or I've given you this money. What gives? It's Mercury retrograde. Oh, yeah, it brings clarity in regards to who's got your best interest and who doesn't. And you'll be able to see this just based on the person's actions. And as you review this person's behavior, make sure you pay close attention to the behavior, how they treat others. You know what I'm saying? Because if you see this person smiling in someone's face, but then behind their back, they're laughing at them, they're gossiping, and just spreading rumors and shit, fuck that. That's not a friend. So just observe your surroundings, really. Who's doing what? Who's saying what? Who's a liar? Who's, a habitual liar, manipulator, whatever. I mean, with this new moon and the retrograde, which is almost done with, thank God, and the other retrogrades that are going on, it's supposed to end by the full moon in December. Don't ask me what sign that is. Let's just get through this shit first. It's just heavy and deep for every sign. Okay. Also, pay attention who is always there for you consistently, who praises you, who encourages you to do better. They don't put you down. And with the trine between the new moon in Scorpio, Capricorn, and the Mercury retrograde, it's going to help you in strengthening your leadership skills and assist you in finding your soul tribe of people that consist of meaningful and committed collaborations. So basically, this new moon asks, what kind of people support the identity that you're building? Your new identity that you're building, because you have left so much bullshit out in the past already, like you're just ready to move on and go. Who supports you, who doesn't? Whoever doesn't, okay, bye bye, then you're not going to be a part of the new chapter anymore, plain and simple. Yeah, and there's going to be people that you've outgrown. Maybe you were best friends like all through high school or something, but shit, later on you figure out that you've outgrown each other. And that happens, and it's bittersweet, but it's a part of life, unfortunately. When you find your answer, let go of individuals who will rely on your loyalty, but they don't reciprocate it. Allow yourself to create a circle of friends that honor your evolution. And remember that there could be some connections from the past, people who are decent and on your level that come back to life and become a deeper relationship than what it was before. I've had that happen with about two to three people in my life where, you know, after high school, you end up going to different, universities, but then somehow you manage to reunite as neighbors because you moved into the same neighborhood. Holy shit. Or You just run into each other at a restaurant. I've done that before. I've seen shit like that happen. Hmm. So, my dear Capricorns, you're going through a metamorphosis that brings fresh shit into your life that is relevant, but you're also letting go of things that no longer serve you. In fact, some of these changes could pertain to your goals in life, okay, whether they be short term or long term. But regardless, expect this to apply to both the new moon in your 11th house, which is in opposition to Uranus in your 5th house. And let's not forget about how the new moon in Scorpio is in conjunction with the Mercury retrograde and in opposition to the Uranus retrograde. Oh my fucking god, don't worry about that. It's confusing as shit, like I've said before. I don't understand the trines and conjunctions and opposition. I'm not a professional astrologist. I'm just a tarot reader. And I'm just reading here the horoscopes that I have found on different websites. But the retrogrades and all that shit happening, it's definitely a potent energy of revival. Hence, it is more about what can and can't be reinvented or renewed, connections in all types of relationships, but in a much healthier way. And whatever keeps evolving with you, rather than that shiny and brown, excuse me, brown, I say, I don't know, because everything that's said or done in reading here means something. If somebody got brown hair, brown eyes, I don't fucking know. If somebody's got, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, whatever keeps evolving with you, rather than that shiny and brand new person who's nothing but trouble, or an object that won't bring you inner peace and happiness. Having said that, it says expect surprises. Who knows? It could be someone you know who reaches out to you after a long period of silence. But don't be afraid to engage. A revival may be simply you reprioritizing your social life or pleasure. With that being said, let the universe take over, and whatever changes it makes in your life, just remember that you're the co creators of the evolution of your soul. The universe has a grand design coming together under this new moon, and it's going to be fueled with authenticity, connectivity, and your true purpose. Last but not least, Virgos. My dad was a Virgo. Y'all are like crazy ass overthinkers, man. But you're always prepared for every situation. And that's what makes you guys like the best friend to have players. Anyways, my dear Virgos, the new moon in Scorpio stirs up your third house, activating conversations, mindset, and the way you interpret information. Perhaps a message, comment, or interaction from the past suddenly reveals its true meaning. Well, with this Mercury retrograde, your level of discernment sharpens. You're not going to overthink it. You're finally going to understand it. And that's because a Scorpio new moon comes to influence you and encourages you to ask a deeper question. but not the diplomatic one. Explanation will show you where you've accepted half truths simply to keep the peace. The trine between the new moon and Scorpio, Virgo and Mercury retrograde supports your intellectual maturity and your higher level decision making skills. Essentially, you're changing the way you communicate by being more direct and less self sacrificing. This is your moment to trust patterns over promises because you're learning that clarity is a form of self care. And words have power when you stop speaking your mind. In addition to this, you need to understand that your inner world is an entire world in your own in itself. Okay? But this is what pushes you to explore it. Because you have so many creative ideas and projects that are stuck in the mind, but you don't bring them out. Maybe because you feel like people are going to think they're stupid or whatever. Who gives a shit? Do it. If that's what makes you happy and lights you up, do it. Never know, it could turn out a lot better than you expected. Hmm. Yeah. In addition to this, yeah, your inner world is your inner world. And because deep within you know that your memories and emotions are the medicine of your ideas, stories, and creative passions. You just like to keep some of this information a secret. However, this retrograde is going to turn you around so that you can move forward and don't regret how your actions affect others and don't let people influence your sense of purpose. But there's no need to be rigid about it. I mean, stand your ground. Just, you don't have to be an asshole about it. And then I say, my dear Virgos, the new moon is going to teach you how to follow your intuition when it comes to saying the right things at just the right time, and it'll assist you with your emotions. So clear the noise from your mind, okay, and have no expectations or what you think the results of life should look like. A lot of Virgos that I've known, they're always on edge because they're constantly analyzing and expecting certain things, what's it going to look like? What's it going to be like? Let's prepare. It's like, just stop. Let the wheels in your brain just feel like, in Spanish, we call that, amate. Makes other people around you nervous. Okay. So clear the noise from your mind and have no expectations for what you might think the result of life should look like. Just listen, and then you can have the microphone next. The Scorpio new moon wants you to turn the page and get ready for a new chapter in terms of your ideas, projects, plans, words, and pictures, and online life. During this chapter, you'll be able to gain a deeper sense of the real meaning of life and what's truly relevant, all of which comes in your third house. Okay? In addition to this, the Mercury retrograde meets with the new moon, Scorpio. You'll realize what areas of your life need to be revised and reviewed. Look at me, tongue twisting with the Mercury retrograde. 24:42 on the timer. Mercury retrograde, man, it definitely has a lot of effect when it comes to communication. People get up, with their words sound like Daffy Duck. Things get misconstrued, misunderstood. All kinds of technology fuck ups and blah 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 blah. What the fuck? Hold on. So, in addition to this, because Mercury retrograde meets with the new moon in Scorpio, you'll realize what areas of your life need to be refocused and renewed. In fact, you might come across an old idea and decide to bring it back to life. Or maybe you'll go travel somewhere that you haven't been to in a long time, but it made for some awesome memories. Or hell, you might even go travel to a place you used to live and reminisce on, how good your childhood was, and you had good family dynamics. But remember, if any of your past experiences got you into trouble, don't go back to those places, okay? Because you're just asking for battle. Seriously. Now, going back to the topic of communication, if you still have something to say, but never got the chance because maybe that person is no longer in your life or maybe they passed away, okay? It's a matter of take a piece of paper, okay? Write that person a letter as if they're still in your life or they're still alive and just pour out all of your emotions into it, okay? But remember that you have to, bring an end to that old chapter with that person because clearly, if they're not in your life anymore and you can't find them, some people, will take their time to actually go and find the person that they've been trying to reach. Or if someone has passed away, you can't do shit about that. They passed away. Anyways, regardless, write that letter, pour your heart out, sign it, and then go find a trash can somewhere far away from where you live or where you work and throw it in the trash. Because, in your mind, you said what you had to say to that person and then you throw it away. Or if you want, burn the letter in a bonfire. Like, hurrah, hurrah. Case closed, bitch. Oh, and, take advantage of not just the Mercury retrograde, but of all of the other ones too. Give an old idea a second chance, such as a college resubmission or reapplication. This moon brings many inspirational links to retrograde in Jupiter in your 11th house and Neptune in retrograde in your 7th house, which is pleased with your choice to finally complete that special project that you never got to finish or just kept getting interrupted by life. And this also applies to reconciliations and reunions too. This new moon and all the retrogrades gives you a sense of trying fresh recipes, redecorating your house, listening to different genres of music, or reading different genres of books, or even maybe creating a whole new wardrobe. Okay, guys, that's all I have. 29:39 the timer. I love you. I'm tired too. See you tomorrow.